Thank you for taking a little break from the weekend super wild card weekend NFL action to be here to talk a little Kings basketball. That's right. Kings back at it tonight in Milwaukee. Milwaukee coming off of a back-to-back. They played last night against Golden State Warriors, ended up winning that one, but the Kings rested. Can they get back on track tonight? Kevin Huerter back and available for the Sacramento Kings. We talk about that and more, and maybe we'll throw a little football in. Who knows? I mean, anytime the Cowboys are losing and you see Jerry getting a little anxious in his suite, I might open it up a little bit to that reaction. So, anyways, what we're here for, Kings and Bucks. We got it all for you here on the pregame show on If You Don't Like That.
3, 2, 1, go.
Sacramento miscue. Carter, stolen by Williams. And look at this. Oh, you don't like that. You don't like NBA basketball. Bucks, goodbye. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. The exclamation point from De'Aaron Fox. Oh, if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
Boy, that's an ESPN highlight right there. Whoa. Carlson comes in. How about this? Holy moly, Jim Bob Foley. That is a major league smush.
All right. We get right to it. Tail of the tape. Kings and the Bucks, 4 p.m. tip-off, about 4:08, if anybody's counting. But early tip by Sacramento means, but the Kings have been on the Midwest, East Coast, so they are used to this one. So anyways, Kings, Bucks, as you know, the Bucks, one of the best teams in the NBA, 27-12, second in the Eastern Conference. Kings 23-15, very respectable, remaining fifth in the West. A lot of talk about this team, and as the trade deadline approaches, what will or will not be done. But until then, it's about the guys that are on this roster and the consistency in which they play. Same goes for the coaching staff. Tonight is a game that you need all three of your pillars to show up, and I mean all three in the starting lineup. I don't think I need to explain who they are, but then you also need your fourth, Malik Monk, to show up, show his worth, to even have a shot tonight against this Milwaukee team. And again, a Milwaukee team coming off of a back-to-back, played last night, won against Golden State. Damian Lillard's been struggling as of late for Milwaukee. But the same could be said about De'Aaron Fox. I don't have the numbers pulled up in front of me right now, but his last 5 games, De'Aaron, it's been a struggle, and that includes a 3-point game. Don't forget that. So does De'Aaron come out tonight immediately and put his gas, or put the foot on the gas and make it difficult for the Bucks? Kings 4.5-point underdogs in Milwaukee. As for the injuries, told you about Kevin Huerter. He is available for the Sacramento Kings. Not sure if he is going to be starting tonight. Still waiting on that news. I will let you know, or if any of you find that information out before I do, throw that in the chat. We'll get it up. Jamison Crowder, groin. And then don't forget Chris Middleton. He is not going to be playing tonight. He's kind of that third element to the Bucks' big three. So no Chris Middleton. You see what the Bucks have done the last 5 games. So that's kind of the tail of the tape as they line up tonight. Kings and Milwaukee getting ready to tip off. Let's see. Bucks resting any players. We just went over it. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Some updates. Forward is ruled out. That is Chris Middleton. He's talking about Dave. They're pretty good dudes. And guess what? Grant, Jerry, right here at halftime, make sure that you get back here. Maybe we can get Jerry to do a little bit more since it's an early game Send us some tweets. Let's get some encouragement out there. Maybe we'll get him on the post-game show. MC, you're the man, dude. Appreciate you being here. Carf, what's up, dude? It is an important game for the current road trip. King's schedule doesn't get much easier. No, the King's schedule after this is it's much more treacherous, as you said, Carf. Here's the deal. Look, the Kings, though, when you look at the road ahead, and I don't want to get too far ahead of tonight's game in Milwaukee against the Bucks and Giannis, but you got Phoenix coming up after that. You got you have Indiana. Now, Indiana is going to be without Tyrese Halliburton, and you get a couple games at home. The Indiana game is in Sac, and then you've got Atlanta rolling into Sacramento, and then you head back out, Golden State, Dallas, Memphis. Obviously a Memphis team that is looking to go a different direction with the news of the Ja Morant and Marcus Smart injuries, Miami. So, yeah, it just gets rough. So we talked about it on Grant and Jerry that this could be a point where it could snowball for the Kings. But one thing about the Kings, Carf, is the Kings seem to kind of they stop the bleeding, right? It might be a bad couple of games, but they keep it to a couple of games. So this is one of those ones where if the Kings could pick this up, not only do you stop the bleeding, you reinstill some of that confidence that this team's played with. And I want to remind you, this team had played some really good basketball coming into the last game in Philadelphia, and they just didn't bring it. And that was a game without Embiid as well. But if the Kings roll in tonight with that same energy they did in their two previous games, albeit previous games against inferior opponents, as Grant will remind you, it will be an interesting game. And both Grant and I will quickly remind you that the Bucks game last year at home in Sacramento was probably the Kings' best performance all season long. Best performance, and it was a loss. That was the one where there was a little brush up with Trey Lyles and I think Giannis at the end. So appreciate it, Dave. Appreciate it, my friend. I know, Jeff, it's that middle kind of gray area, right? Some people call it tonight. Some people call it today. Some people call it this afternoon. I get it. What does bug me, though? So I bugged you, Jeff. But what bugs me is like the morning games, and then it's, tonight. So I get it. It's a mini beef. Fair enough, Jeff. MC getting back in. De'Aaron seems low-key injured. Something ain't right. Yeah, De'Aaron, a lot of speculation that he's going through that mid-season kind of bumps, bruises, just tough to keep weight on, yada, yada, yada. But let me remind you, it's his 7th year in the league. So his body should be used to it now, not to mention he was out, I believe what was it, 5 games? Help me out in the chat with the ankle injury. So he's got to get back on track, but something is up. I posed this question, and I want to ask Jerry Reynolds this at halftime. I'll ask Grant too. Now, I get De'Aaron's advantage is one-on-one, right? And it's his quickness, it's his speed. But since the three-point shot has become a bigger part of his game and a positive part of his game, don't get me wrong, he's shooting more and at a higher percentage this year. But since that's become a bigger part, does De'Aaron have a little bit of a James Harden feel at times on the perimeter? I'm not saying he plays like James Harden, I'm saying like a James Harden feel where it turns into a one-on-one thing and you're really unsure if he's going to pull the three or try to penetrate. And De'Aaron, before the three ball came into his game, you knew De'Aaron was likely trying to get to the rim. So just an observation. I don't know. Let me know. Get it in the chat. We'll hit our threes. The game will be close if we shoot like we did In Philly, it will be a long afternoon. Yes, that is right, Jay. It will be a long afternoon. And Milwaukee, second in the East. Remember, second in the Eastern Conference. So you go down 15 points to them, especially you go down early. It's going to be a long night. And we know the Kings, they have a tendency to go down early. We've seen it in almost every game they've played in which they've lost. So hopefully they can kick that trend. Ryan, how do you know so much about basketball? Because I've played so much basketball, Dave, and I've watched so much basketball, and I've been around so much basketball, and I love basketball. So that's why I know so, or you think I know so much. So thank you, Dave. I appreciate. Thanks for the stats, MC. I got a little more than that, and I know that comment was a bit ago. But yeah, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Look, see, that's Gordo, my dog, begging in the background for you guys to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, Jerry Reynolds, Grant Napier, right here at halftime. And then post-game show, Grant and I will wrap things up after the Kings and the Bucks. Our man, Baki. This one is one of those rare games where you don't need defense at all. Like we roar every night. We need only strong offense. Yeah. Well, we're starting to get to that point, Baki. That's becoming the argument amongst Kings fans. Where's that extra energy going to go? Is it going to go to the defense or the offense? And it's gone to the defense so far this year. And the Kings are not significantly better defensively. So maybe you focus it right back on the offense. Does that change anything? I don't know. And that's going to be up to Mike Brown and his coaching staff. Cody, what up, man? De'Aaron ain't shy to take a three-pointer. I feel he's improved in his efficiency. He has, Cody, by the numbers. I could be wrong, but I feel more confident when he takes them. 100%. Cody, I'm with you. I feel way more confident than I did. And De'Aaron didn't shoot it bad last year. But compared to last year, and I mean, especially years 1 through 5, De'Aaron shooting the three ball, of course, you're more confident when that ball leaves his hands. He's thrown in, if you've noticed, and to me, in the last few games, he's thrown in more of those pull-up threes where he's pulling from the logo. He's pulling, from 26, 27 feet before they even try to initiate any type of offense. And that wasn't a wrinkle that was always in De'Aaron's game. That's a new kind of wrinkle. So just something to keep your eye on. I mean, he's shooting it well enough. But again, the Kings, tall task tonight against the Bucks. Giannis, we all know what Giannis does, how good he is, how strong he is. That's going to be a tough guard, and the Kings are going to have to use a variety of defenders tonight on Giannis. But then you've also got Dame, who, again, if you put together an all Kings killers team, Dame Lillard, he would be on that team. So I know he has struggled as of late, but it doesn't take much for these shooters to break out of shooting slumps. Dave, you're the man. There you go. Dave has subscribed. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Grant appreciates it. Jerry appreciates it too. Thank you, man. What's up, BJ? Welcome to the party, my friend. Debbie, position 2 and 4 need to show up tonight. Yeah. Well, who is the 2 tonight? Who's starting? Kevin Huerter is available. Can check again to see if there's any update on the starting lineup that Mike Brown's going to trot out there tonight. And whether that will, here we go. Kevin Huerter is in the starting lineup tonight. So that answers those questions. And by the way, y'all, this is a two position. When I say 2, shooting guard position, that is up in the air. You are watching an open battle for the starting shooting guard position on this team. And again, when I talk about other feelings or, a dividing of the fan base. The one name that's not being discussed in those discussions seriously. And really, Mike Brown's not been asked the question. And he should be asked the question, what about Malik Monk? Why have you not inserted him into the starting lineup? Because, again, the starting lineup's the starting lineup. It's all about who finishes the game. It's not about who starts the game. So most games, Malik is on the floor at the end of the game, and that's what matters. But I would be interested, very interested, to see how Mike Brown would answer that question. Let me know your guys' thoughts too. But for now, it's going to be Kevin Huerter at the 2-guard position, De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis. And to your point, Debbie, yes, Keegan Murray is going to have a big night. And that starts too with Mike Brown, Debbie. I am not a big fan at all of this year, how this Kings team comes out to start games offensively. It's very laissez-faire. It's very just, we're going to see what the defense gives us, and we'll decide from there, as opposed to, here's our game plan. We're going to attack. These are the mismatches we expect to have. And then when the first quarter rolls around, halftime rolls around, okay, these are the actual matchups we're seeing. These are the switches we're getting. Oh, we have an advantage there. Go to that advantage. When the Kings do that, and funny enough, they did that in Detroit. Okay? They did that after that first quarter. They did that in Charlotte. The points in the paint, that's what that is. So they've got to bring that tonight to have any type of chance. And Keegan Murray, he brings that different element where if he is playing in that mid-range area and he is efficient, and Mike Brown from the start of the game says, Keegan, we are making a point to make you a part of this game plan. And not only are you going to get to your spots, we're going to put you in some of Sabonis' spots too, because we really liked the way you've played while you are administrating the dribble handoff. So we need Keegan to get to that when you compete against teams like this tonight in Milwaukee, Kings and Milwaukee Bucks. I appreciate all of you that are just subscribing. Come on now, keep it coming. And hey, don't be shy about your check-ins. We need our check-ins. Got to get our check-ins. I know Grant's like international, and I love our international audience, but dude, don't be shy to throw Roseville in there. Elk Grove, check in. Let me know where you're at. Walt, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the party. I've never heard Len in any interview. Interesting, Dave. I'm sure there's always a show within the show here on the pregame show on If You Don't Like That. Yeah, the team decides who is made available to the media. 2 people have to be made available. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Media day, Alex Len absolutely talked then. Wolf, what's up, man? Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I know. I said I would allow football banner. How about you know what? And hey, guys, you guys can put like ones in the chat if you're like, Ryan, I don't want to hear a word about football right now. Save it, talk Kings, and I'll shut up. But wouldn't it be nice to see a close playoff game? We've only gotten blowouts so far. So, but to your point, yes, very happy. Now the question becomes, Mike McCarthy. You think he makes it out of the building with the key code and a job still? I'm not so sure about that. We will see. For those paying attention, Dallas is currently knocking on the doorstep at the goal line. BJ's in Placerville working. Cool, man. Thanks for checking in from work. We're gonna get one. That's fine. It's NBA. Not related to Kings. Do you think Marvin Bagley needs a fresh start and will thrive better in Washington? It's tough to say. Yes. I think with the struggles he's had across the board, just staying healthy wherever he's at, I think a fresh start is going to be really good. And he's had a little bit more of a prolonged period before his benching, quote unquote, of staying healthy. So I think the guy he's got a cloud that follows him. So maybe he gets into a more free-flowing system. I mean, that Washington team, they're not record a good basketball team, but I mean, you guys saw what happened. Washington came into Sacramento. Kings ultimately won, but they still put up a little bit of a fight. I think Washington scored 131 points. It's crazy. Anyways, they're more of a free-flowing, just kind of going out and hooping offense. So I guess in a sense, the pressure will be off in Washington if he gets a chance there. So yeah, it's a good thing for him. So, all right. King's Heaven, huh, Dave? Interesting. We got people checking in. Yes, BJ, he was traded. Yes. Welcome to the party, Alberto. Yes, Giannis is playing tonight. So, anyways, Kings Bucks tonight. We've gone over a few things. For the Kings, again, to have any shot, you have to have a perfect complement of the inside game and the three ball falling. There needs to be intention to what they do offensively, and they need to play without fouling because they definitely will have the size disadvantage. I am excited for Keegan Murray, and he will not be the only one guarding Giannis, but I'm very excited for Keegan Murray to get that opportunity in this second year of his career because it's only going to make him grow. And I want to see where he's at. And so that'll be a good one to see. And to see what Mike Brown does defensively. What's the plan? Because it's always the other guy, right, that seems to beat the Kings in games like this. So if you can keep Giannis and you can keep Dame to 30 each, I think you're feeling pretty good if you're Mike Brown and you're the Sacramento Kings. But if you let both of them, one of them go completely off, then there's always that third person that will swing around, pick up the scraps, and have 25 or 30 career high. Literally, it seems like Sacramento sometimes is that team where guys that never play get their career highs. So we'll see what happens tonight, guys. Kings Bucks getting ready to tip off here around 4:00. Appreciate all of you being here on the pregame show. Do not forget Jerry Reynolds, Grant Napier, right here at halftime. So check out links, or you can check out our social media for those links. And then also we will have post-game coverage tonight. So Kings underdogs in Milwaukee, 4.5-point underdogs in fact. So we will see if they will be able to measure up and play up to their competition level. You want to talk about levels of excellence? Let's talk about Bennett's. Bennett's Westside Grill, the newest location in Rockland inside the Blue Oaks Town Center. This place, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. If you want just a fine night out with a friend, your loved one, spouse, whatever it may be, go check out Bennett's. If you want to take a friend out, if you want to go out by yourself and just have a nice brunch, Bennett's got that too. 3 locations in all. One also in Roseville and the other off of Howe and Fair Oaks. And hey, start making your plans already for next weekend. $44 bubbles and brunch at Bennett's. Get you a bottle of cava, your choice of the juice flavor, and 2 entrees. Good luck. I mean, where are you going to get a better deal than that? And we're talking about from Bennett's? What? I don't know. I might need to check with Brian. That might be a typo, so I'll check with Brian. But hey, go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com for more information. But yeah, $44. Bottle of champagne, 2 entrees. Come on. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, Lights, good observation there. Let that one sink in. 2016. Will it be the first time since 2016 the Kings have beat the Bucks? And yes, indeed, Andrew, Bennett is fire. Hey, and by the way, guys, get your setups ready. If you want, we will open up things to you for the post-game show. So if you want to come in and be a part of the conversation on video, you don't have to be video. You can be audio only. We would love to have you. You'll have Grant and I. We can kick around the results of the game. We can talk about the Kings' next one after this, whatever it may be. Come join us. Be a part of the fun on the post-game show and come up on the screen with us. Have some fun. So anyways, but before that, we've got Kings and Bucks. Grant and Jerry right back here at halftime on If You Don't Like That. Thank you guys so much all for being here. We will see you at the half. Go Kings, light the beam. So long.